Greetings and salutations, folks, and welcome back to Gris. Um, Now, I think for the longest time, the developer Digital Devolver has kind of become, has become more related to really good pixel art. So it's interesting to see a game published by them that has more of a kind of like a painterly aesthetic. Not that it doesn't necessarily, and also I mentioned last time that a lot of their games kind of focus on the ultra-violent, whereas this game is much more peaceful. But it still has a lot of that that same kind of indie appeal that kind of goes through a lot of their titles, so it still fits pretty well in their catalog. Not to mention, there's nothing wrong with a little bit of contrast. I probably should just go to the right. It's interesting how now the platforms are only visible in the rain. I want to say that basically is the entire gameplay mechanic of the video game, Rain. Which I never actually played. Damn it. And I hear it's okay. I don't hear I haven't heard it's necessarily great. Like, it was one of those games that was kind of heralded for its art design. But when it came out, it didn't really make much of a splash. I'll stop now. No, I won't. Oh. I wonder if I can drop down here. Nope, probably not, but... especially since the broken platform is there. Now that I have gone that way, I guess I'll just head back. And I think this is one of the difficulties, I was watching somebody live stream this game, and one of the difficulties they had was sometimes it's tricky to figure out exactly where you're supposed to go. Especially considering you don't have a map in this game. Almost? Nope. Yep. I'm going to head more to the left, because I think I might have been able to get underneath that if I tried hard enough and believed in myself. In theory. No, Siri, nobody wants your help. Alternatively, I didn't realize I could just go to the right, which is definitely the path forward. Because sometimes it's... I guess I thought it was a little... that side of the broken down building wasn't something I could actually walk past. And I'm forgetting that the physical barriers are more kind of like a... have a certain highlight to them that the non-physical barriers do not. Or at the very least, the barriers that I could actually pass through. Though sometimes it's kind of tricky to tell the difference. And... that was fun. Didn't last forever. The only thing I guess I don't necessarily like about the art style in this game is the look of your character when they enter water. it doesn't really make that much of a splash. It just seems like kind of this line that fluctuates. And it feels like it could be a little bit more interesting than that. Oh. This unlocked something? It unlocked a little bit more of the constellation up top. Alright. But when you have like a world that's so dense with art, like, sometimes it can be a little bit tricky figuring out exactly where you're supposed to go. And I think now is one of those examples. Oh, I definitely cannot go that way. Alright, I think this might be the path I'm supposed to go on. Oh, yeah, because previously I wasn't able to climb up here, but now that it has been filled with water, this path is now available to me. Okay, so that... there are certain elements of the splash that look really good. It's just the fact that the line of water is unbroken. That would be my only real complaint of any kind. Of this art style. Otherwise, it is pretty good. Now what am I supposed to do here? It's a kind of fun little, the way she kicks her legs in order to get back to the surface. Although it doesn't seem like air is a issue. Also, water on the ceiling. Because, hey, why not? Not quite an elevator, but hey. Has a similar function, style. I guess, it's a similar function of an elevator, but it only goes down. And I'm guessing I'm going to need to ground pound down in order to circumvent something. Or let's try this spot. There we go. I was just supposed to get through the... it's not the ceiling water, it's just kind of the hovering water there. And I remember from watching the live stream that a lot of the puzzles, or should I say the jumping mechanics in this game, or this section of the game, focus on the transportation between different levels of water, which is interesting. Also, listening to the music provides an excellent excuse to not have to figure out anything to say about the game, because... oh, phooey. Okay. I was gonna say, the music just decided to stop right then and there. And what is here? Nothing. Which is exactly what you are about to become. There's a lot of interesting things going on in regards to the lighting in this stage. Like, you've got the lighting coming in from outside, you've got the lighting coming in from each individual mushroom. I don't know how much this game rewards exploration. Or experimentation. Maybe a little bit? Huh. I guess it does provide some rewards. Alright, I spoke way too soon. Alas, that only goes down. Through bubbles. That is a lot of bubbles. And actually, because... Nope, there's nothing back there. Still, it's a very peaceful game. It's very relaxing. There are plenty of games that are a lot... Oh, by the way. Ground pounding launches those things in the air. Also, looks like we're getting a few more instruments. In our song. The addition of string instruments going on. And yeah, that was... I figured that was too low. And almost. Yeah, there we go. Interesting how, even though air isn't really an issue, she can only swim up. But then again, I think I've decided this is... This is more a dream than anything else. Like, this is not meant to represent any sort of reality as much as it's meant to represent, like, if she exists in the real world... Oh yeah, this sequence. If she exists in the real world, then she is dreaming. And this is her dream. And it's meant to be a representation, then, of her inner psyche? Inner fantasy? Still, this provides an interesting mechanic in that it focuses more on speed than previous. There we go. Because you're kind of basing your puzzle solving on the fluctuating ice. Using yourself as a platform, which kind of reminds me of the Misadventures of PB Winterbottom. I was going to say... For a second there, I wasn't sure I was actually going to remember the title of that game. But it was one of the... If you've never played the Misadventures of PB Winterbottom, it's one of those early Xbox Live games. Back in the day when Braid was new, it wasn't part of like the initial Xbox Live phenomena thing, but it was one of the first. And it was a game where you were playing as somebody who's trying to collect pies because he loved pies so much. And he could make clones of himself that did a certain set of actions that he just completed. And now I can swim. Like I said, very versatile dress. Kind of like a, I don't know, squid, stingray? Yeah, stingray. Because of the shape. But with PB Winterbottom, you would record actions and then you would use yourself as a platform. You would use previous versions of yourself in order to complete the level. And that would all culminate in, like, really big levels in which you would just be... Damn you, I will chase you to the corners of the earth. It would culminate in big levels where you're got, like, dozens of copies of yourself. So I need to get 6 puzzles. Dozens of copies of yourself climbing over each other in order to get the pie at the end of the stage. Alright, so there is... I can launch myself. Interesting, good to know. And let's try that again. Oh, nope, I gotta go all the way over there. And there we go. Although, is there an easy way out of here? Yes, there is. So that's 1 out of 6. And ooh, I like how the background kind of folds together back there. And I suppose you could say that this kind of makes the game feel a little bit more meandering in that you're generally kind of just roaming around solving puzzles. I'm guessing I can't get at this from this angle. Rather than actually getting towards any defined goal. So I can swim with these. And where will I take this? Yep. That's how I get to the other side. So you're kind of like moving about trying to acquire these power pellets or whatever they are. There we go. And that clears that up. And there's not necessarily that much progress between one puzzle and the next. Kind of like the video game The Swapper. Although The Swapper tends to... It's different from that in regards to, like, it actually has dialogue. It has things that you collect that provide context to its story. Depression, the 4th stage of grief. Interesting. I don't know if a friend of mine found these things. The stages of grief. Hmm. Also, I think I only have 2 puzzle, or... Oh, no, I have 4. I don't remember where I collected the other 2, but I guess the ones that I collected beforehand counted to the puzzle. Yeah. Now, how do I get up there? So, I guess that goes towards a previous statement I've made, or a question that I had, is does this game reward exploration? And the answer to that is obviously yes. Oh, I could just pay attention to where the fish are crossing. Because if the fish are crossing there, then that means that wall is not solid. Although that makes me wonder, how do I collect that going? Actually, hold on. What is down here? Ah, that's how I collect it. So I need to take this around. I clearly screwed that up. Let me give it another go. Alright, here is a second try. Nah, that did not work out. Okay. Maybe I'll take a look at this later. For now, I believe that placement of those, that super jump ability is actually meant to take me up top and to the left. So, there we go. Although there's stuff way up top there, too. So... maybe I was wrong. I'm supposed to go up this way. And then jump. And jump. And this leads me down. Excellent. Which, I believe, also completes out the puzzles for this area. Which is good. Although it makes me wonder at what point I missed the other stages of grief. And how easily it is to actually go back to previous areas to explore. How am I supposed to do this? Okay, I think I kinda know. Almost? Not quite. There we go. And that unlocks the turtle-esque creature that should be able to... Yeah, the turtle shines the way through the darkness. Which I was unable to properly cross. Alright. And through the darkness, there is more darkness, but it's not quite as dark as the dark that I already passed through. Although this statue of her seems a little bit more complete. Because the previous statue we found of her, it did not have a face. Whereas this... You know, it's been a while since I've played a game that featured a naked woman as a platforming section. I can only name one instance, one other game, and that would be Shadows of the Damned, which is not too surprising given its creators, but still. Now it's now it's in an artistic game. Now, where do I go? Oh, I think I know now. I can just climb up this waterfall. And see, she has a face and everything. And the water is coming from her hands, which presents the idea that she's already given as much tears as she could. Collected them in her hand, and now they're pooling out. What's going on? I can't say for sure, but it looks awesome. It looks fantastic. I caught myself there. I'm trying not to repeat the same collection of words. Hello to be. Oh. And thus the darkness comes back. The doubt. Also, this would be way cooler if I was actually playing that sequence. But still cool, but yeah, I'm kind of only sort of guiding her. And the game is kind of doing the rest. Although, like, there are plenty of games I've played in which it has you doing a very cinematic thing. And then if you screw up, everything just kind of falls apart. And I guess I can understand to some degree that, like, game designers... they want the cinematic thing to always look good when you're playing it. They don't want the player to miss out on the complete presentation because they mistimed their jump button, or they went left when they should have gone right. But at the same time, like a cinema at least kind of takes away the illusion of control. Yeah. Hello. How are you doing today? You look quite illuminating. Like I said, this game does interesting things with lighting. Although it seems as though the underwater area is falling apart. I'm not entirely sure what that necessarily means. If it's the effect of the darkness that's kind of ruining the structure of everything, or if that is also something related to her own hold on the dream. Once again, without context. Okay. Also, I do like the design on the eel, on the bird. They are both fantastic as almost like very liquidy creatures, reminiscent very much of Kingdom Hearts, which reminds me I probably should eventually sit down and finish any of the Kingdom Hearts games. And I guess going back on the idea of control, like, am I really in any danger if I can't actually control what's going on? But am I supposed to be in any danger? Is it less about the challenge and more about the expression? Either way, thank you, Savior Turtle, for saving the day. And Turtle is done. And now back to a different platforming section. Though I don't remember exactly what acquiring the color yellow actually affects. I guess it provides sunlight? Warmth? Ah, light. That's what it does. It provides light. So I'm not high enough to jump onto that. At the very least, I was not high enough just yet. But still the more caverns. There we go. Oh, but I don't really have to worry about that because... Ah, and that lit the cavern, which allowed me to figure out that there is a platform here. Thank you, vicinity activated lights. I'm sure there's a more technical term that's, or should I say less technical term, that's more common, but for some reason, I cannot think of it at this moment. Oh yeah, climbing the waterfall. I forget which other game involves waterfall climbing. I want to say it was at least a couple Mario games. Possibly Mario Odyssey. Oh yeah. Smash. So I was able to find that stage of grief because I wasn't sure where to go, or at the very least because I guess it was a little bit easier to kind of explore when you can go anywhere. Ah, that's cool. Actually, I wasn't quite sure whether that was a platform I could jump on, but apparently it is not. It is just background art. Same goes with these. Yep. Still, being able to launch yourself from one, like, bubble platform of water to another is a very interesting idea. Oh, hello. Alright, so that extends more of the constellation. But now which way do I go? Oh. Alright. So there are still things to collect that are randomly strewn about the environment. And let's see if this platform... Yep, this platform has both of its dots lit up. And I'm guessing once I land on this, nothing happens. Okay. Okay, and I've missed 3 of the dots in this direction. And I believe that is one of the paths I've already gone on. But I don't seem to be able to go back. That led to the water, and I'm... It looks like I've missed 3 of them as well. But that's blocked off. Interesting. So, I guess the only way for me to go is up. A friend of mine that was streaming this game, they mentioned it would have been nice to have a map. And considering the kind of exploration this game wants... Considering the exploration this game wants... it would be nice to actually have a map that says, like, okay, you have been in this direction, or you have not been in that direction. Ah. Groovy. Thank you for lighting the way. Although I'm not really sure what I'm climbing on right now, whether it's kind of like a weird ghostly platform more than anything else. At the very least, with a map, it would be much easier to kind of figure out. Okay, I remember this. The platforms are temporary. They exist as long as there is light. Damn it. I don't know what I was doing wrong, but I was clearly doing something wrong. So yeah, it's interesting that this game does have more challenging jumps. Ah. And we got a power pellet. That's what I keep calling them, and the game isn't about to correct me, so... So might as well keep doing it. Ah. Second try. Yeah, it's interesting, because, like, this allows the game to kind of play around with, like, what is up, what is down. Do any of these notions even matter in this world? Or, I wonder if the dots it's telling me I missed are the optional ones. The ones that I don't necessarily have to collect. In which case, I think there were a couple of them that I collected that weren't really part of the main collection of stuff. Also, in addition to the lights, the foliage kind of has a gold hue to it all, so that's interesting too. Okay, I need to grab this bird first in order to get them to light the way. Yep. As the platforms do not exist unless they are properly lit. I wonder if any... I'm trying to think if any other game has done that kind of idea. The closest thing that comes to mind is the, I have absolutely no idea what I just gained out of that, or lost. The closest thing that comes to mind is the joke in the Killing Joke. Okay, what I need to do is I need to drop down from there. Because I kept going, that allowed me to... return back towards the beginning. Oh. Now, how do I tell this bird to stop following me? Because that's what that's causing a little bit of a problem. Maybe if I do the ground pound? That'll spook the bird off. There we go. Ah, and now we're back to 2 puzzles. I'm guessing dropping in the water is going to lead me back towards where I came from, which I don't necessarily need to go just yet. Also, I just realized that this game is basically like Donkey Kong Country aquatic ambiance, non-stop. Ah, there we go. Okay. Damn. I think it's that floaty part of the jump that kind of... Oh. Oh yeah. Now I'm upside down. Is it really a puzzle if there is no clear conception of goal? Okay. So that's where the gravity redirects itself. And I can start falling upwards. Which is always fun. Wasn't Fracture an entire game that was based on that idea? And it was terrible? Damn it. There you go. There we go. Alright, that solved that puzzle. And scared a few birds, which is okay. That's just collateral damage. The frightening of the birds. But that leaves one more power pellet to collect. I presume it is in this direction. And... that tree is a show-off. What's interesting about this game is... Okay, so it has that serene feel to it. But the lack of conflict also kind of gives this game, the lack of conflict and the lack of context give this game a strong lack of direction. Like, it's hard to tell where exactly you're going most of the time. You're very frequently led from one place to another. So I think that's what makes me question exactly how much freedom one has to explore, because of how much you're expected to travel in specific directions. Although, as I've noticed by the challenges, there are various directions that I clearly did not go. Power pellets that I did not collect. Stages of grief that I have yet to experience. Except... Okay. Is this a platform? I can't really name too many other games in which I have said, is this a platform? See that? The way that the line breaks as you're crossing it to go from up to down and down to up? That's what I would have wanted to see in when you're going into the water. Like some method of breaking the surface. Oh. Is that enough? Yes, it is. Okay, so that blocks off, so I need... What do I need to do? Ah! That explains it. And those puzzles completed, I acquire something. Thank you for watching. Questions, comments, recommendations for something to play next? Comment down below or send it on over to itsoundedgoodonpaper@gmail.com. That's itsoundedgoodonpaper@gmail.com. So long for now.